doing? I'm trying to get my screen together. It's looking real crazy. Hold on, let me try to clean it a little bit. Hold on. Okay, let's see if that's a little. Okay, it's a little bit. All right, hey. It is Mexico with K. It's Friday. How y'all doing? Hold on, trying to get it together. Sorry, a little tardy. I decided to go live today because I haven't talked to y'all in a while. And your girl been busy, and I've been busy specifically on Fridays. I know that I said that I really need to consider picking a new day since my Fridays seem to be a hectic day out the week. But I just wanted to jump on here, say hello, give y'all a couple updates, what I got going on my way. As I said, it's Mexico with K, so I am currently in Mexico. I happen to be in the U.S. though for about, I was in the U.S. for about a month. Hey Logan, hey brother, how you doing? I'm over here trying to do my little update and stuff. I got your email. Cousin said, hey, oh my goodness, baby girl is so cute. She is so beautiful. She is just full of so much life, and I know she is so much fun. I already know this age is a fun age anyways. But what are y'all doing to stay cool down there? You said the live wasn't showing up for you. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here now. What are you doing though? I know it's gotta be super hot in Houston right now, like crazy hot. But yeah, I'm over here looking a little rough. I just got done skating, so I had my little workout for the day. And y'all know this is a very, very, very random side note, but living in Mexico, I do not put on my eyebrows. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just way too hot out here to be putting on eyebrows. Now, when I'm in the United States, these eyebrows are on a daily basis. And you really look different with and without your eyebrows. I promise that's so random. But I really just don't believe in eyebrows out of Mexico. But in the U.S., baby, we gonna have these. They're gonna be drawn in. And I really don't have eyebrows anyway, so you know, I like to draw them in, but these glasses, they be helping to cover me up a little bit. Logan said in the heat, oh my gosh, and you know I'm out here in Mexico, so you know it's burning up out here too. I actually went to the pool. I told you I got 3 pools in my neighborhood. I got one literally right here, one right beside me, which you can see the one right beside me, and then there's one over here. And y'all, I went to the pool twice last week, so you know I was hot. And when I went to the pool, it actually like jacked up my hands. Like my hands are like peeling really bad. I don't know if you can see, but my hands are like peeling really bad. My feet are peeling really bad. So I'm like, yeah, the chlorine is definitely not kind to me, but it was just way too hot. Way too hot. So I got plenty to update y'all with though. Let me say, I never noticed about your eyebrows. I know, I just had to bring it up because I was just looking, they was just peeking out, and I was like, whoo, these eyebrows be looking crazy when you ain't got nothing on them. But yes, I don't put on eyebrows out here, but at home, I don't put them eyebrows on. So yeah, so let me give y'all a quick little update. So I decided to go to the US for the summer because it's way too hot out here for me and my liking. Now, right now, this is probably one of the cooler days right now because I feel a little breeze. I don't know if y'all can hear the breeze in the background, but like this breeze has not been existent. Like it has not. You can probably see the breeze from like the trees and stuff. Cousin said, Logan! Logan, I literally just told Cousin because I was checking my email. I was like, Logan said, hey, Cousin. And I told her I got to show her the picture of the video. A baby girl, because she's too cute. But yeah, it was just way too hot, y'all. So I'm like, let me go home for the summer. But then I needed to come back to Mexico. So I'm in Mexico right now. But I'm headed back to the States next week. And then I'll be in the States for until September, I think 3rd or 4th. I already booked my flight. So did y'all catch the Southwest sales that they had? It was like a 40% off sale they had. Probably, it was like last month. And so I was able to buy a couple flights that I needed to go to as well. Let's see. Logan said, does the chlorine mess with your locks? I haven't been swimming since I got my hair locked. Oh my gosh, gosh, Logan, I forgot you ended up locking up your hair. You gotta send me a picture of your locks. How is your lock journey coming along? Because I feel like you had started your locks once and then you let them go and then you started them again. And then Logan said, enjoying the last couple of weeks I have off. I know that's the only thing. Like once July hits as an educator, you really be like low key mourning the rest of your summer because you know it's almost over. But I'm glad you are trying to enjoy it. You know what? Now you said something, Logan. I am raggedy because I definitely went swimming 2 times last week, but because I just did my 2-strand twist, right before I got back to Mexico, which was a week ago, I did not wash my hair. So I definitely still have chlorine that is living in my hair. I rinsed it out, but I didn't like wash it. So as of right now, it's fine. Your hair will be fine. One thing I will say, in the beach, like they say the salt water is good for your locks. But I really don't rock with the beach like that. When I go to the beach, I wrap my locks up because when I tell you, you will have sand in your locks for like years to come. Like I still have sand from Puerto Rico. I'm convinced, from the beaches in Puerto Rico. So it's definitely crazy out here. Cousin said, Bree said, how are things? Bree said, yes, enjoy while you can. Logan said 2 years in. Dang, has it really been 2 years? It's been 2 years. Cousin said she late per usual. I can barely keep up with my own life. So I was literally thinking about my own life journey. I'm like, how long have I had these locks? I think have lost count. So I think I started my lock journey. I started it right before COVID. So I started my lock journey in 2019. So 20, 21, 22. So this year, October will be 3 years for my lock journey. Cousin, I don't need your judgment. She up there judging me because I forgot. Dang, it's been 2 years. It has been a minute because you started your locks when I was out in Puerto Rico. And I left Puerto Rico at the beginning of last year. So, yeah, you're right. The time has went by fast, super fast. Dang, it's almost been 2 years since I've been gone from Puerto Rico. And you definitely started when I was there. But yeah, the time is definitely flying for sure. Okay? So yeah, so once I got back to the States in June, I ended up, the first week I was back, y'all know in the summertime, I worked with an educational group as a contractor and I do professional development for K through 8 teachers for the science program. So I went to Chicago, did a professional development out there, and it was such a vibe. It was so good. It was the teachers, it was their like last week of school, so they was just kind of chilling. It was good vibes. They were a great group. They gave me great feedback. I think my score was like a 98% from them, so it was good. It was good. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. So then I left from Chicago, came back to Ohio, and then I left from Ohio. Oh no, in between that, y'all. Oh my gosh. In between that, I ended up getting my wisdom teeth taken out. When I tell y'all, I went back to the doctor because I was having a lot of pain after, and it was like a week after. I went back to that doctor. I'm like, can y'all put these wisdom teeth back? Like, I wish somebody would have warned me, and not the people who had like the greatest experiences, but the people who had like the ghetto experiences. I wish they would have just told me. Like, I still am debating whether it was a good idea or not. I don't know. I feel like my teeth was just, you know, doing their own thing. I was supposed to get these wisdom teeth out back in probably 2006 at least. I was supposed to get my wisdom teeth taken out, but they was like, yeah, you should get them taken out because you don't know, you may get a cavity in between and you may have to get 2 teeth pulled instead of 1, and that scared me because I never had a tooth pulled. So y'all, I got the wisdom teeth taken out, but I only used local anesthesia. So I didn't get put to sleep. I didn't have the sleepy medication. I drove myself to and from the appointment, which is pretty standard now. Logan said, do not recommend. It's ghetto. It's like, it's real ghetto. And so the first, on this side of my mouth, I could literally feel the dentist taking out both of the teeth. And the only reason I say I could feel it is because once I got over here, I was like, oh, you're gonna have to put some more numbing. Cause I don't know if I was supposed to feel that much. And once she did the numbing right here, I know for a fact that I was feeling everything over here, y'all. So, and just the grinding, sound and the noise of them like taking the tooth out. Oh my gosh. It was just like, why am I doing this? Like it was just, I've made some so-so decisions in life, and I feel like getting these wisdom teeth out was definitely one of them. It was crazy. And then I became like obsessed with like online and like just trying to read like every day, like what can I eat on day 1? What can I eat on day 2? Like I probably just stopped looking at stuff because it's been about a month now since I got my wisdom teeth taken out. But yes, I did not feel prepared at all, and it was just it wasn't the best experience, I'm gonna say that. I will say, like, afterwards though, like, I was cool. Like, I never really experienced, like, excruciating pain. It was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't nothing that I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't live like this. But it was like after a week, I'm like, I shouldn't really be experiencing no pain. And because I was still experiencing pain, I was like, let me go see. Well, one of my tooth that she took out, it was like impacted, like going this way. So she had to really, she was like in my mouth like, yeah, she beat me up real bad, okay? And so when she got my tooth out, she actually like scraped up on my mouth. So she caused my mouth to have like an ulcer. So that was like the extra pain that I was feeling. But yeah, when I got home, even with the pain medication, like I did not go to sleep. Like I'm like, how is people going home and just being knocked out, sleeping and stuff like that? But I guess a lot of people have stronger medication than me. So maybe that's why they were sleepy, but I was not sleeping. And the first night I was like super paranoid because I don't know if y'all know that they call it the dry socket when you first get your wisdom teeth taken out. And and Tay, how you doing? Hey Kay, I missed you. I'm over here talking about my wisdom teeth. Logan said I had the anesthesia, but I woke up in the middle of the surgery. There was blood everywhere. Oh my gosh, that sounds so traumatizing. Hi everyone. Hi Logan. Hey Tay. Oh my goodness, we're talking about wisdom teeth. Tay, do you still have your wisdom teeth, or you got yours taken out? But yeah. So, oh my gosh, that sounds traumatizing. What do you mean you woke up in the middle of the surgery? You're going to have to give us a little bit of story time. You're going to have to type that up a little bit. Yes, Inte, I had to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, but I got them taken out with local anesthesia, and it was a very painful experience. Like, not crazy painful. It was uncomfortable, because I don't want to lie and act like I was in pain. I was really expecting to be like, ah! But it was just like, ah. And then I'm like, I didn't want to be toxic and feed into like, specifically, how they say like African American women have like higher pain tolerance and things like that. So I was trying not to feed in that, but I do feel like, maybe my tolerance is a little higher, but yeah. Thank you so much. I am feeling so much better now. Oh my goodness. I just was drinking like smoothies and yogurt and Jello for like over a week. And y'all, my first meal that I had was some grits with cheese and a waffle from the Waffle House. Y'all, when I tell you, I went 2 days in a row, okay? I went 2 days in a row to the Waffle House, and I asked the lady, I said, excuse me, can you get your manager? And she came with the manager. She was like, hey, what's going on? I said, can I have the number to corporate? And she was like, is everything okay? I was like, she's like, okay, well, how can I help you? I said, y'all know y'all shouldn't have made this food this good for me. Because, okay, 2 for 2? Like, 2 for 2. Like, I'm calling corporate on y'all because y'all made my food so good. Y'all did that. So that was in there cracking up at the Waffle House. But I was so grateful to actually have something that I could eat and that wasn't like painful. And like, I just feel like they put a lot of TLC. And then I had some eggs too. So it was eggs, grits, and a waffle. Like, they put so much TLC in my food. Like, and I think I ended up going there like 3 days in a row. Like, I was just like, I don't eat Waffle House because this is clearly the way for me. It was just one meal a day, but it was so good, y'all. And then I did lose, I lost probably like 5 pounds that first week. Um, but yeah, Inte said, I still have my wisdom teeth so far. It's now bothering me, but sometimes it hurts. Yes. What has your dentist said? Are they trying to get you to take them out? Logan said, I don't think they gave me enough anesthesia because I was a teenager. I think my metabolism was so high it burned through the medication so fast. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, Logan. You definitely got a story to tell, because that's crazy too. Like I said, the local anesthesia wasn't experienced, but I only can imagine if I'm supposed to be knocked out, but I'm still like present and know what's going on. Man, Logan, the food was busting. You hear me? Like, they was in there laughing, like, oh my gosh, you need to come in here more often. Because I just had a good time in that Waffle House, okay? Because it was phenomenal. Like, it was so good. Like, you gotta understand, I hadn't ate no real food. And because a lot of people's like, oh, after a couple days, I was just eating regular food. I was just being real careful. Like, I could not. Like, the sensitivity on my teeth was just crazy. And because the way they were pulling, the lady was pulling my teeth out, I had what you call is like a bone spur. So I basically had like a piece of bone sticking out of my gum. And I'm sticking out of my gum, but it was rubbing on like my mouth. And so it was causing like ulcers and cuts in my mouth. It was not good. It was not good. Inte said, I have a very exciting news that I really want to share with you, Kay, in the community, that I've been looking forward to your live for the longest time. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's go. I am looking forward to this news. And I know I'm so trifling. If it was not for Logan sending me an email like, yeah, I ain't seen you on live in a little bit, like today's my first day like coming back on live. And I skate every Friday on my Instagram, and I have not skated on Instagram since May. So I've been real trifling, y'all. So please forgive me. I'm really trying to figure out like a real schedule that's gonna work and like, some real consistency. Logan said they cut out 3 wisdom teeth because they were impacted. Ooh, so I only have 1 impacted, and that was enough. So them 3 is crazy. Inte said, okay, I think this is the news. I got into nursing school and I'm starting this fall 2023. God is good. Yes! Congratulations and shout out to you, because I know it's going to be some folks that come on here and watch it even after this live. So shout out to you. Congratulations. We are so excited. I didn't even realize that you were applying right now. So congratulations. That is such a big deal. Like, that's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. I've been tutoring my aunt. She's in anatomy right now, and she's trying to get into, she's in a pre-nursing program right now, and she's a non-traditional student, clearly, but she's trying to get into her nursing program, so she's been getting prepped, and she had to take anatomy as a prereq, and so she has this anatomy class, and she has to have like a B in the class, and she's been freaking me out, and I'm freaking out, and she's been driving me crazy, y'all. So I've literally been going through anatomy. This past week I was working on lower limbs with her, and then this week I've been working with the upper limbs, and I have a tutoring session with her tomorrow. So pray for me and my patients, because she's a piece of work. If you on here, Auntie, if you see this later, you already know. Let's see. But yeah, no. Logan said, congrats, Inte. Inte said, thank you, Logan. God heard our prayers, and no worries, Kay. It's so good to hear from you again. Oh no, I'm so excited. Yes, how does the nursing school, give us an update. How does nursing school work in Canada? How long is your program? And then one of my goddaughters, she's originally she was, I just called her my adopted child. It's one of my, when I first started teaching back in 2011, she was one of my seniors. And I just took her under my arm for real, my care. And she just graduated from nursing school. And so I just was helping her with her resume this week. Because I'm like, well, we can't put certified yet, because she's getting ready to take her, in the U.S., it's the NCLEX, which is their board certification test. So keep her in prayer. She's not on here. I don't think, maybe she's jumped on here maybe once before, but keep her in prayer. She just finished nursing school. She actually had her daughter, her second child, while she was in her last class, and it was just like a whole thing, and they were like trying to push back her graduation date and things like that. And she was like, I don't care if I just had this baby, I'm coming to class. I will have my husband in the car if I need to, and I will go out, and take care of my child in between if I need to. So she has really persevered. I'm really, really proud of her. And she just had her graduation from nursing school. So yes, shout out to you for sure. This is super, super exciting news. Intake said, yep, I was working on it since last year. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. And our program is 2 years in length because it's an LPN, LVN program here in Canada. And then I'm planning on bridging to the LPN RN pathway. That is so awesome. Now, are you going to have like your hospital pay for the LPN RN pathway? Like, are you going to be working after your 2 years? And because I'm not sure how it works in Canada, but I know here they can pay for like the RN piece. Intake said the nursing schools in the U.S. has different types, but ours here is mainly just LPN or RN and NP. Okay, got you. That's good. It's a lot of work. So Logan, so what's going on with you? Like, I know you were talking about wifey was thinking about nursing school as well, I believe, or something in the medical field. I want to say it was nursing school as well. So where are y'all at with y'all actual journey? And then where are you? Are you still trying to get like any prereqs in or anything like that so you can get into nursing school as well? And then intake, I wonder, now I got a lot of questions about like the system out there in Canada. So I have been doing contract work with pre-med students, and I've been doing pre-med. Basically, I'm considered like a med school counselor or like application counselor. So basically helping students prep their applications so they can get into med school. So that's been really fun. I've been doing that for, I want to say I started in maybe April or so. So I have about 7 students that I'm working with. I want to say 4 of them have applied for this season, and then I have 3 that I'm helping prep for the next med school application season. So it's been really, really fun. I'm seeing their process. We also, the company that I am doing contract work with, we also work with students from Canada as well. And so I have to learn more about the Canadian med school system so that I can take on some students in Canada as well. But no, that's amazing. That is so awesome. So intake said, I'm so excited but very nervous because it'll be commuting 3 hours round trip, Monday to Friday. Hold on. Intake, what? Intake, Monday to Friday? 3 hours round trip? Oh my gosh, that is intense. Is that just for like a semester, or is that going to be like that for the next 2 years? Wow, that is intense. Oh my goodness. Logan said she wanted to do the phlebotomy certification and then LPN before moving into RN. Oh, that's super dope. Have y'all found the program? And so that's crazy because my aunt that I just was telling y'all about, my aunt literally did a phlebotomy certification, and she got through her certification, and now she's working on doing her LPN. So like I said, she had a few prerequisites that she needed to do. One being this anatomy class that we're working on right now. So yes, before moving into RN. Oh, I love that for her. I love that. Intake said, in order to bridge to RN, we need to work as an LPN for 1,000 hours in 1 year, and then we can start bridging. I'll be working part-time for PRN depending on how heavy the course load is. Oh, okay, got you. Got you. So you plan on working, working while you're in nursing school as well. Okay. Logan said, I hope your car is good on gas. Say that again, because when I tell y'all my car's in the U.S., but my car, it is not good on gas. It is awful, awful, awful. I will be spending so much money. Logan said, you might need to move closer if possible and say, I know, or hopefully find a friend that's near that will let you stay with them a couple days out the week or something. Intake said, yeah, it's for the next 2 years because I live in a rural area. Oh, okay, I understand. We understand. And the nursing program is in another city, and the rent on that city is cray cray. Oh, I can't afford it on the student budget. That's completely understandable. Well, hopefully you at least meet you some friends along the way that can help support. And maybe, if you just tired or you got something crazy the next day, you can just stay with them for the evening or something. Intake said, yeah, I've been thinking of going guns blazing with taking out student loan and then letting God take the wheel. No, for sure. Absolutely. Because, you just want to lower your stress in the areas that you can at least. Because I know it's just, nursing school is intense as well. And, it's going to be a big time commitment. But, 3 hours. I know when I was doing my degree for clinical laboratory science, I had a clinical rotation that was a little over an hour away from me, and it was on a different time zone. So we were on Central Standard Time, but the location was Eastern Standard Time. So I would have to get up like super early to try to get to the location. It was crazy. But I made it. Let's see. Logan said, well, gas is definitely cheaper than rent. That makes sense. That is true. Gas is definitely cheaper than rent, for sure. I will say, y'all just had to get a rental car out here. I went to Chichen Itza. I don't know if y'all know, it's one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It's out here in the Yucatan Peninsula area of Mexico. So I got a rental car a couple days ago to go out there, and gas out here is, whew. I had a little Dodge rental, and it was about $60 to fill up the tank. I was like, yeah, this ain't hitting it. Let's see. Logan said, right, because nursing school is rough. I saw my friends staying up all night, and I was like, nah. So Logan, what you thinking about doing? What you mean you like, nah? Talk about nursing school. Logan, you need to what you doing? Oh, and then Logan, I gotta give you some updates as well as what I'm doing. Because I'm also about to be doing some instructional design. I'm doing this instructional design boot camp right now. So I'm about to be doing some instructional design contracts. But that's a whole nother thing. And it's just something easy for us to be able to transition to as educators as well. And previous educators. Intake said, yeah, and that's not considering the blizzard winter weather we get here in the Arctic, Canada. Exactly. Now that's one part I didn't consider, is like how it's going to be in the wintertime, because you're saying 3 hours commute, but technically it'll probably be longer in the winter months because of, how far it is. I'm just really praying that you can get some good connections while you're out there. And that, someone will just be so just grateful to say, hey, I got an extra room. If you ever need to stay here and you don't let your pride take over as well, go ahead and stay here for, a couple days, a night out the week, something. Intake said, Logan, what's funny is that our gas prices just went up this month because of the law recently passed in our country. Hold on, what is the law that was passed in your country? In Intake, there are a lot of Canadians out here in Mexico as well. A lot of them have been talking about like the economy in Canada, which of course I feel like a lot of countries around the world are experiencing a lot of economic turmoil, United States being included. But it's interesting to speak with the Canadians here and to kind of hear their experiences, especially with COVID, and how a lot of them basically left Canada because a lot of the restrictions that you guys had during COVID time. So it's been a very interesting experience talking to people from all different countries around the world and seeing what got them here in Mexico. Let's see. Logan said, during college, that's what I was thinking. And I was 3 years into my degree when I really thought about it. Oh, okay, hold on. Logan, you talking about instructional design? Or are you talking about nursing? Intake said, I'm also praying for that, Kay. Lord, please find me a carpooling partner. Yes, let's find that. We definitely praying that, okay? Are you aware of how big your class is going to be, or kind of what the average size of the classes are there? Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Logan, and how was summer school as well? Like, how was summer school? How you doing? How you doing? But yes, Intake, we are super, super excited for you. I think last time we were on here talking, I know sometimes I get my stuff mixed up, but I remember you was taking like, I think it was a biochemistry class. This was a while ago though, and I know it was like, ooh, kicking your tail. It was going a lot. It was going a lot. But yes, y'all. So I came to the going back kind of my little journey from May to now. I went to Chicago, did some work out there, ended up getting my wisdom teeth taken out, and then like the week later, my cousin got married in Memphis, Tennessee. So I ended up going out to Memphis, and then once I got to Memphis, I was coming back from Memphis, and I had booked a last minute flight to go see my homegirl in Houston. Now, Logan, don't curse me out. Don't curse me out, Logan. I literally was a mess because of my mouth, and I knew I was only gonna be out there for a couple days. So I was like, dang, I ain't even gonna have no time to see nobody, and I ain't have no car. So you gotta give me some grace. But I definitely plan to hopefully see y'all next time I'm out in Houston. But I just went out there for a quick trip just to do just a little wellness checking on my girl. She's getting married later this year, so just checking in on her. And I'm a little worker bee, so I'm always giving myself a project when I go to somebody's house. So I did that, and she cursed me out every day as well. And then I left from Houston, and I was supposed to go back to Ohio, but I flew with Spirit, y'all. When I tell y'all, flying with Spirit was every stereotype that I've heard of Spirit, it ended up being that. So I've never flown with a budget airline. No shade to the budget airlines, but all the shade, because it really is not a budget in the long end. I mean, you really have to be like a whole professional with flying with them. But a rookie like myself, I ended up spending way more money than if I would have just paid for the more expensive flight. But it was a last minute flight to go to Houston, and so I was like, let me just, say this. I think it was like $168. Needless to say, I ended up spending almost $1,000 more trying to save $168. Quick little story time. Let me see real quick. Let me get back in these comments. Hold on. Oh, the nursing program. Oh, you play too much, Logan. Intake said right now I work nights part-time, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. And because I might end up working nights Thursday, getting off work Friday morning, and then commuting straight to class until 6 p.m. with no sleep, I'll honestly cry if I end up doing that. Yeah, I definitely don't desire that for you, because that's doing a lot, especially with the mental toll of nursing school. And then hopefully, once you get your syllabus, you kind of get an idea of like what day of the week your exams are, because especially if you got an exam on Friday, trying to work on a Thursday, and like clearly there wouldn't be any rest going into Friday. Like, it's dangerous as well, being sleep deprived and driving and all these things that I know as well. So definitely gonna be keeping you in prayers as well. And Tay said, I keep seeing these problems with these budget airlines in the news too. Oh my gosh, y'all. So it was every stereotype. They were literally getting ready to fight in that airport. Super, super crazy, super ghetto. They was not in the airport, on the actual flight. They were about to fight the airline attendant, and it was just so ghetto, just unprofessional. They only had one bathroom working on the flight. We couldn't get on a plane. It was like a 4-hour delay for us to even get on a plane because they couldn't cool the plane down. It was too hot. Once we got on the plane, it was still very, very warm on the plane. It was an awful experience. So I ended up getting on Orlando. And I knew my layover was Orlando before I got to Ohio. and one of my best friends from college, she lives in Orlando, and she was actually on my list of like, okay, I need to be able to see her. It was crazy. So I was like, I called her. I was like, yeah, my layover's in Orlando. I should just get off the plane. And she was like, okay, get off the plane. And I think we was both playing, but we was like both serious, you know. And I knew she was packing to like get ready for a trip. So I just told her like, I'm just here. I just need to be like in her presence. And I'm like, I'm here. Girl, whatever errands you gotta run, we gonna run these errands. So I ended up getting a rental car, getting off at the airport in Orlando, and buying another flight to go back to Columbus. But silly me, I ended up buying a flight with Spirit, like, oh well, let me just finish the rest of the flight. Y'all, got to the airport from Orlando to go back to Ohio a couple days later after spending my time in Orlando. Got to the airport. They didn't have my TSA pre-check on my ticket. The regular line was super long, crazy. Then once I got to the other line, they were like, oh, well, we can't let you in this line. You have to go back to the ticketing booth because your ticket isn't popping up correctly for us. I get in line. The girl's like looking. She was like, oh, I can't find it. Long story short, they end up making me miss my flight. And the lady was like, well, I'm so sorry. Like, we'll just book your flight tomorrow. Cool. I was like, I need to be back in the morning. She was like, okay, cool. 9 o'clock is your flight. I was like, well, can I get a printout or something? She was like, you're gonna email. Y'all. So now I'm just like, I'm gonna stay the night at the airport. I was like, I'm gonna stay the night at the airport. Stay the night at the airport in my mind. And then I'm like, and the airport stay was like ridiculous. It was like maybe $300. But you know, like when you just over it, and you just need the rest and you just need the peace of mind. I just like, I'll just pay the price. Y'all end up paying for the hotel at the airport. Go back downstairs because I just have a feeling like, no, this ain't right. I look at my phone. Do y'all know she booked me a flight for 9 p.m. the next day? I had a family function the next day that was really important for me to go to. So I was like, oh no, y'all gonna have to change this. I go down there. They ended up having all these canceled flights for Spirit, y'all. Once they cancel all the flights, the line, oh my gosh, I will have to show y'all a video of the line. The line, you talking about at least 600 people, but I literally was like at the beginning of that line, and even with me being at the beginning of the line, it still took me like almost an hour. Got to the line, the girl was like, I was like, I just need a refund, because at that point I'm like, I'm just gonna fly with who I'm comfortable flying with. Let me buy this ticket with Southwest. That ticket was like, for one way, I think that ticket was like maybe $250, $300. I don't remember what, something crazy as well. But I was like, I'm not about to deal with Spirit anymore. So I'm fed up. Y'all, do y'all know that my best friend was like, well, sometimes you can just come here again, something. I was just trying to, you know, be not inconvenienced to like her, because she had stuff that she had to do get ready for a trip. Y'all, do y'all know I accidentally canceled my hotel? And there was a no cancellation. I did not know there was a no cancellation, so I accidentally canceled this flight, y'all. So I'm freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I just lost $335. So I'm like, okay, let me try to book the flight again. I'll try to dispute it with my credit card company, not the flight, but the hotel. Book the hotel again. Finally go check in. I go to the front desk for Spirit. I'm like, hey, you know, I see the girl again. And when I tell y'all, the line was crazy. People was cussing them out left and right. I've just never seen anything like it before. The girl who had helped me, she ended up going off on this couple, and she walked away, and she cussing, F this, and da-da-da-da-da. She's just going off, y'all. Going off. And she was like, I'm not coming back. I'm not doing this. Y'all don't pay me enough. She goes to the back. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I got to deal with. So she ended up calming herself down, ended up coming back, and then by the time it's time for me to go to the front, guess who it is? It's her again. So I was like, hey, I needed a morning flight. You booked me an evening flight. I just want to cancel the flight. Now, I know Spirit don't just be I said I want a refund. I know they don't just give refunds, right? So I'm expecting to have to talk to a manager for it to get escalated, things like that. She's like, oh, no problem. She over here, I'm like, she over here fake typing, y'all. I knew in my spirit she was fake typing. I was like, okay, well, can I have a printout? Oh, we don't do printouts. She'll get an email. But yes, it's you'll get a refund in the next such and such days. I'm like, she lying. So y'all, I end up going to the hotel, because Orlando Airport has a hotel. It's really nice. nice. I've stayed in it before. I go up to check in the hotel. They was like, oh no, you actually booked the convention center location. Yeah. Yeah. I was so over it. I was so over it. So I end up basically deciding, like, I was looking how much it costs for a ride share versus getting another rental car. It was cheaper. I was gonna be saving money in my mind to just go ahead and get the rental again. I get the rental. I go to the location, y'all. It's $35 to park overnight. So me thinking I'm saving money from the ride share, I'm basically paying the same amount that the ride share would have been, and I had to pay, you know what I mean, overnight. And then not only that, like the hotel was not as nice as the hotel at the airport, and the hotel also had a resort fee price. Y'all, talking about over it. But when I tell y'all, in like very stressful moments, I am like so calm. It's like a scary calm. Because it's just like, you have control over the things you have control over, and the things that you don't have control over, it's just like, what can you do? Like, being upset and like cussing people out and stuff like that, it's just not gonna get you anywhere. So I'm not gonna stress myself out. Yes. Hold on, and then I'm sorry, let me go up to y'all. Let me go up to y'all seeing some of these comments here. I agree. Logan, I went to an information session and they told us that the passing mark is 83 and above in my jaw drop. Oh yeah, you can definitely do it and say, oh my gosh, you have first-hand experience with that, Logan. Logan said exercise really helped. And Tay said, oh man, I really need to get some kind of workout or exercise in my routine to keep me sane. I get too tired when I exercise. Yeah, you definitely need to, for sure. And Tay, definitely start thinking about what your self-care regimen is going to be as you're going through this nursing program as well. Logan said, did you get a refund? I'm sick for you with that much money. Not fake typing. I'm telling you, I knew she was fake typing. Like, I just felt it in my spirit. Like, and she was like, okay, it's done. It was just like, there was no type of pushback, you know? And they said, oh my gosh, this sounds traumatic. And yeah, most airlines will do their best not to give you a refund. Convention center room, like for presentations. So it wasn't a convention center room, but it was like a convention center. And they had like hotel, like, it was a convention center, I guess, area or whatever. And it was like a bridge that got to the actual hotel. So the hotel looked nice, but the actual quality of the room was nowhere near as like elegant as the hotel at the airport, right? And then, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, all this money I done missed out on, you know what I mean? Trying to save $168, right? And now I'm at what, $335 for the hotel that I accidentally canceled, $335 for the hotel that I had to rebook, then a $38 parking fee, then an $18 resort fee for it being at the convention center. Then I think my rental car was probably like $25. And then it was, my flight was like I don't remember how much my flight was. My flight was it was at least $250. I know that much. So y'all, I'm sick. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like who, you know, I'm thinking this is my money that I'm planning on using to go on my trip to Atlanta. So now I'm like, oh, Atlanta might not happen this summer. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I was not expecting on spending this money for this flight. But yeah, like when I tell you, I was just so calm and cool because I'm like, there's nothing I can do. Y'all, hold on. Let me pause this story. So when I left from Mexico the first time, I go through Southwest, I get to the front, I show them my passport. They're like, we can't tell when your visa expired. So they made me leave the line. I have been in line for like 40 minutes already. Good thing that transportation brought me to the airport, because if I brought myself, I would have just been literally getting to the airport right before the flight. Had to go over to immigration. Immigration, they showed me grace, and she was basically, because to be honest, I think my visa had expired like maybe 2 or 3 days before. So it ended up being a blessing that they really couldn't read it, because then I ain't have to pay the fee. So immigration was like, I'm just going to say today. So she put today. So I go over, y'all. So I don't know if y'all traveled out the country and had to come back in the country, but when you come back in the country, if you have a layover, at the layover location, you have to basically like pick up your bag through customs, and then you have to drop your bag off to like the domestic flight area. Y'all, I go look at my bag. My bag is split wide open, y'all. My bag is split wide open. The bag is open. But good thing I packed in like the squares, you know what I mean? So I didn't like have stuff everywhere. It was still like everything was pretty neat. So I'm like, I do not have time for this, y'all. So customs had tried to like open up my bag, but the way they tried to open up my bag, they broke the zipper. So now it will not zip at all. And I basically have a suitcase I can't leave. I can't use. My layover was in Baltimore, y'all. So I'm stressing out. I'm like, how am I going to get my stuff to Ohio? So I'm calling one of my friends from Baltimore, and I'm like, where are you at? Are you in Baltimore right now? She lives in Charlotte, but she kind of goes back and forth. I'm like, where are you at? She was like, girl, I'm not here. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I'm thinking like, okay, well, it was Southwest Airlines. Let me go to Southwest, see if they got an extra bag. Southwest, they don't have any extra bag. And then they told me with their policy, they was like, hey, we don't open bags. So we do reimburse if you have an issue with your bag, but it's only if it's something like kind of external. They were like, if it is like a zip or something, that's something that customs did. So we cannot take accountability for that. But I will say the people at the Southwest like counter in Baltimore, they were so amazing though. The manager particularly, she was like, I'm telling you, she was like, I promise you, if I had a bag, I don't really care. I would have still gave you one anyway. They were very sweet because she was like, you came in here very calm. I know you stressed out, but she was like, you are just so pleasant and kind. Because it ain't no, again, there's no need to cut people out and act the food because it really don't get you nowhere. Okay? So I'm like, okay, I need a plan. I'm like, y'all, where do y'all got a Burlington here? Y'all Ross, a Marshall, somewhere, you know what I mean? And the guy's like, I think it's a Target. I said, I bet you I'm not buying a suitcase from Target. I bet you, sir, I said, do you know how much Target is? Like, no, it's for the upper echelons. I am not there. I am not. So he was laughing. So they're like, oh, we do got a mall that has a Burlington, y'all. So I ended up having to pay for a ride share to get to the mall so I could go to Burlington so I could buy a suitcase, bring the suitcase back to the airport and repack my luggage and go back and check the bag so I could get my bag back to Ohio. This is coming back from Michigan. When I tell y'all I have like some of the craziest travel stories, it's always it's always the most. It's the most. Logan said I would have slept in a rental car. I don't even know why I didn't think about like thugging it out like that. Or just, again, at that point, I think because I had already paid for the hotel, it was just too late. You know what I mean? Because I technically, especially because I got the rental, I could have went back to my best friend. But she lived like on the other side of town. So I wasn't trying to do that. In Orlando traffic, I don't know if you've been to Orlando, but their traffic is super crazy. So I'm like, okay, let me try to be, as close as I could because the flight I booked the next day was leaving out like early. Logan said, go pick up a cheap bag. Target a little expensive. Exactly. I ain't going to no Target. No, thank you. I don't even go to Target. Like, when I tell y'all, I do not go to Target. Like, the only time I will go to Target if I'm out of town and my friends are like, let's go to Target. When I'm home, and we don't even have Target out here in Mexico, but when I'm at home in Ohio, Target is just not a place I frequent. We got a place at home called Myers. I do like Myers. It's really, really nice as well. But, yeah, it's a no. Target is not, I'm not about to play with Target, and Target's not going to play with me. But yeah, Enze said, couldn't you get reimbursed for your broken luggage from customs? So I didn't even end up checking with customs, to be honest, because it was just like, I needed it right now. I don't know if it's too late. I have to look online, but yeah, I didn't even do the research or anything. It was just like a survival type thing. Like, what can I do with the time that I have? So I ended up going to Burlington, got me a cute little new bag, but it was like, the bag was still, I don't remember how much I paid, maybe $60 for the bag or whatever, but that wasn't part of my spending plan. I do a real budget every month. So I'm like, I'm adding all these things in this budget that just would happen not to really be there. So it was just too much. Logan said my wife loves Target. I bet she do. I think everybody loves Target for real. I think I am literally the only exception. I just won't go in there. I like Target, right? But I won't go in there because I know that I will get easily distracted and I will be buying stuff that I have no business buying. So that is just a poison that I choose not to swallow. But yeah, Target is definitely nice. It's enough for me though. Logan said I go to Target when I want to walk around and look for a deal. Got you. Yeah, so I hate going to the stores in general. Like I hate going to grocery stores. Grocery stores give me a lot of anxiety. I hate going to like regular store shopping. So I am definitely an Amazon type of girl all day. If I need something, I'm getting it on Amazon. I even get my clothes on Amazon. I can get shoes on Amazon. Everything I need, I can get on Amazon. So, Inte said we used to have a Target here in Canada until they got bankrupt because Walmart ended up being the cheaper store, so they ended up for a year. Oh, so they ended up for a year and a half. Oh, wow. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if, I'm gonna have to look and see if they have any Targets in Mexico. I just know where I live, they don't have any Targets, but that would be interesting to kind of explore and see. So Canadians don't use Target. Good, Inte, because you'll be spending way too much money, okay? Because Target be Target, as the folks call it. Yeah, they be trying to take all your money. And it is an absolute no for me. But yeah, so y'all, I ended up, the next morning, I go back to the airport early because I'm like, let me go. I got a feeling that this girl did not process this refund, right? Like, I'm gonna have to get something refunded because that flight was like, I wanted a refund for like the whole flight. So I think the flight was like $168, and then I had to pay, I had to pay $84. $84 for a carry-on. For a carry-on, a bag that you just put on the top. $84. That's why I'm saying, I didn't know that until I booked the flight. You don't know how much the bags are gonna be until you book, have everything booked. Y'all, I was just not happy. I was like, yeah, y'all gonna have to give me my money back. So I go to Spirit Line. I'm talking to the lady. She was like, I don't see any refund being processed. Yeah, she definitely didn't start a refund process. I was like, is it possible? Do I need to talk to a manager? What do I need to do? Because when I called Spirit, let me tell you how ghetto when it is when I call Spirit. That's like, oh, well, it looks like you bought your flight at the airline in person, so you have to go back in person to dispute. Like, we can't dispute it on the phone because you did it in person. Are y'all not the same company? Do y'all not use the same systems? So the lady, she's like promising me, like, I promise you, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna, make sure everything is taken care of. I was like, well, can I get a printout? And she said the same thing, we can't do a printout. So when I get home at this point, I'm just like, forget it. Let me just go ahead and dispute it with my bank. So I disputed it with my bank, my credit card, and the day after my credit card approved my dispute, why did Spirit end up refunding me back the money? So now my bank has to take back, the disputed amount or whatever. But that's cool. So Spirit did end up giving me my money back, but it was too much. It was way too much. Let's see. Logan said, but they have cute baby clothes at Target. They definitely do have cute baby clothes at Target. They definitely do. And you got a little girl too, Logan, so you just get to, I'm sure y'all just buy stuff for her all the time just because it's just cute. And Tay said we have a Babies R Us and Toys R Us, but for babies here. So, we actually got rid of, we had Toys R Us and stuff, at least in Ohio. I don't know about all of the U.S., but they ended up, I think they went bankrupt. So, we don't even have Babies R Us and Toys R Us where I live anymore. Yes, Logan, $84 for a carry-on. When I tell you I was weak, oh my goodness, I was weak. It was crazy. And then, y'all, when I came back to Mexico from the U.S. last week, customs was off, trying to get through customs. I've just been grateful when I've come out the country and come back that I haven't had an issue getting through customs. The lines have been very quick. Well, I came back on July the 3rd, and so the lines were super crazy, y'all. And I guess people were telling them oh yeah, there's a line for if you have a kid. And so people were trying to cut us in line. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I ain't never been so happy to be standing next to a Karen. Karen was not playing it. She said, hey, hey, you guys need to get to the back of the line, such and such, such and such. This is not the line. They was like, well, they told us to come to this line. And I'm like, yes, if they told y'all to come to this line, there's clearly a start of the line and there's an end. Y'all can't just come get in front of the people that's in the line. But they was trying to be slick and get in the front, and Karen was not having it. I've never been so more happy to be next to a Karen. It had came to a point where it was this black couple that came, and Karen was trying to talk to them like, hey, no. And they were like, we're not talking to you. We're talking to her, talking about me. And I was like, yeah, y'all. I was like, this is the correct line, but the line does start back there. You know, that was like, okay, thank you. So then, like, I'm almost at a point where I'm at the rope, because it was like, there wasn't even enough room. Like, the line was so crazy that all the rope space was already full, and then it was like making these weird, like, S's because it was so many people. So I was almost at the rope point, and I was so happy. And then as soon as I got to almost the rope point, another line next to me had opened up. So of course, because I'm already in the front, like, technically I was like in a place to be able to get to the front of the other line quicker. Y'all, when I tell y'all, people who had literally just got off their planes and didn't have to wait for 1 minute, literally was running, they were jumping over the ropes. They literally, I was getting pushed this way, that way. Y'all, I felt my fist was balling up. And I was like, I cannot go to jail in Mexico. So I just closed my eyes and I just took a deep breath and a woosah. And I was just like, I'm gonna let these crazy people do their thing, and I'm just gonna stand in this line. Because it was ridiculous. It was disrespectful. They were acting a fool with their kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing y'all big grown adult selves acting like this, but y'all got baby strollers, y'all got little infants, y'all got toddlers, and y'all just dragging them any which way to try to get in front of a line that you hadn't even been standing in. So I was a little upset getting here, because it was just quite ridiculous. And then, you know, this was like, it took me 2.5 hours to get through customs. And then after getting through customs, you would have thought because it took so long that our luggage would have already been there from our flight. The luggage still hadn't even, like, gotten to the actual, like, terminal yet. Y'all, talking about over it. And then my transportation, I pay for private transportation when I come. Yeah, my transportation was not there. I had to wait for transportation for like almost 40 minutes. I went with a different company, again, trying to be economica. I ended up having to spend more of my time. So, trying to save a couple dollars with this new company, and ended up having to wait like 40 minutes. So, y'all, my travel chronicles have been crazy. So, I go back to the U.S. on Tuesday, and I'm just praying that it is just a seamless trip. So pray for your girl, because I can't do it. I cannot do it. Logan said they ain't want to deal. They ain't want to deal with Karen. Exactly. Logan said she has way too many clothes. I bet she does. I already know. So I got a little girl out here that I brought some clothes for. She is 16 months, but I got like some 18-month clothes for her. And my niece is 3 now, but she's tiny. So I was, and my sister and brother-in-law, my sister-in-law and brother, they keep a lot of like their stuff. They haven't gave away a lot of her stuff yet, because they was like, we don't know who to give it to. So I was like, y'all got some size 5 shoes? Because I knew this little girl had to be about, size 5. They was like, we sure do. Yeah, I went over there shopping before I left to come out here to Mexico, because I'm like, let me grab some of these size 5 and keep some more shoes for me that y'all got. If y'all got some 2Ts, get them to me too. But yeah, y'all, it's crazy. Oh, I got me a little Mexican niece out here, y'all. Y'all know I play basketball out here, and so I go to games like here where I live and play, and then I go to games out in Cancun as well. And so I'm cool with her mom, and her mom, I'm telling y'all, when I tell you her Spanish be Spanish, and she be talking so fast to me, and I don't be understanding half of what she's saying. But she came out here and stayed the night with me last weekend, her and her daughter. So we had a good little time together. And my little bestie, I always call her my bestie, her daughter, she's 4, about to be 5. But I call her bestie, and now she calls me Tia. So I'm officially her auntie now. So the Mexicans, they just like, different cultures. I will say, African Americans, black folks in general, everybody auntie in this, your cousins, your auntie, your fake cousins, aunties. The Mexicans is just like that as well. And so I'm excited I got, promoted to auntie role. But when I tell y'all, I was like, it was so cute. Auntie, auntie. And then I was like, okay, baby girl, if I hear Tia one more time, because she stayed with me for like 2 days, if I hear Tia one more time, I was about to scream. But she's so cute, and yeah, she actually helps me with my Spanish, and she's so shady, y'all. Last time before I left, I always record videos of us together, and I'm like, how you think my Spanish has been doing? She said my Spanish was muy malo. Like, that's very bad. Like, why, best friend, Nisi Poo, why are you saying that my Spanish is bad? And she thought it was so funny. But yeah, we communicate very well. But yes, that is pretty much all of the updates around my way. Like I said, I'm doing this instructional design boot camp right now, and I got a meeting scheduled next week with one of my homegirls, and she wants me to create some some training modules for her business, for her employer. So I'm like, this is perfect. This is what I'm, trying to do anyways. So it all works out well. So I will keep y'all updated on that journey. Like I said, y'all know your girl, I'm always doing something different, something new, staying positive my way for sure. But yeah, those are the latest of my updates. It's Friday, and so I usually go get my yogurt. My phone actually about to go dead, so let's see. I got about 3% battery. So I'm going to let y'all go, but I'm so happy that y'all came on here. Like I said, I decided to get on here super last minute, so I'm grateful that the folks that got to join on here for the time being that y'all got to join. So thank you so much. Logan, it's so good talking with you. So happy that I got to see Nisi Poo. She is so freaking cute. So freaking cute. And Inte, we are just so excited. We are so proud of you. And just looking forward to supporting you on this next part of your journey to nursing school. So I will be in contact with y'all next Friday. I should be in Ohio. I'm still considering going to Atlanta next week, so we're gonna see. I ain't got that far. But I will let y'all know, and I will be checking in with y'all soon and keeping all of you all in my prayers as well. And Logan said these were the funniest travel stories. I'm telling you, I got travel stories for days. Okay. And Tay said, thank you very much, and it's so nice to see everyone again. So nice to see y'all. And like I said, I will be connecting with y'all. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more consistent because the consistency just has not been a thing. But I definitely have more story times for y'all to come as well. All right. Bye.